Have you ever wondered if what you eat affects your fertility or reproductive health? Probably not, but maybe you're struggling with those issues. From hormonal imbalances to conditions like PCOS and erectile dysfunction, diet plays a much bigger role in reproductive health than most people realize. In this episode, we're going to explore how specific diets like low carb, keto, and carnivore could impact your reproductive health and fertility. Stick around. You might just be surprised at what you learn. Reproductive health is a topic that affects everybody, but it's very often overlooked when we talk about diet and nutrition. Whether you're trying to conceive, manage conditions like PCOS or endometriosis, or simply improve your hormonal health, and for example, if you're a man, testosterone levels, what you eat can either support or unfortunately sabotage your efforts. Today, we're going to be diving into how low carb, ketogenic, and carnivore diets can help to optimize reproductive health for both men and women. We'll cover a bit about the science behind it, the practical benefits, and practical steps that you can take to improve your reproductive health through nutrition and diet. First off, I want to talk about diet and hormonal balance. One of the most critical factors in reproductive health is hormonal balance, and diet has a direct influence on this. Hormones like insulin, cortisol, estrogen, and testosterone are all heavily affected by what we eat. High carb diets and processed foods spike insulin levels, which in turn can lead to insulin resistance, a condition that can severely impact reproductive health. For women, for example, insulin resistance is extremely, almost intrinsically linked to polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a leading cause of infertility. For men, insulin resistance can lower testosterone levels, impact sperm quality and overall reproductive function, and is one of the primary causes of erectile dysfunction as well. This is where low carb and keto diets come in. By stabilizing and reducing insulin, reducing blood sugar levels, these diets can help to restore hormonal balance, which is essential for reproductive health. Next up, I want to talk a little bit more about insulin and insulin resistance as it pertains to reproductive health. Insulin resistance is a major player in reproductive issues, especially for women, I've already mentioned. It is one of, if not the root cause of polycystic ovarian syndrome, which affects 1 in 10 women of reproductive age. PCOS is characterized by irregular periods, cysts on the ovaries, and elevated levels of androgens, which are male hormones, all of which can make it difficult to conceive and have other metabolic health problems. One of the most effective ways of managing PCOS is reducing insulin resistance. Studies show that low carb and ketogenic diets can significantly improve symptoms of PCOS by lowering insulin levels and reducing excess androgen production. Women who adopt these diets often see regular menstrual cycles, improved ovulation, and a better chance of conception. Let me talk a little bit further about low carb diets and fertility in women. There's increasing evidence that low carb and ketogenic diets can enhance fertility in women, in men as well, even beyond their effects on insulin resistance. High carb diets, particularly those filled with processed sugars, can cause inflammation, oxidative stress, and hormonal imbalances, all of which can impact fertility. By reducing carb intake, inflammation decreases and the body can return to a more balanced hormonal state. One study found that women with insulin resistance who followed a low carb and a ketogenic diet improved their chances of conception considerably, even after previous attempts with other diets or medication had failed. For those struggling with fertility, focusing on nutrient-dense, low-carb foods can help to restore the body's natural hormonal rhythm and support reproductive health. Next, I want to talk a little bit about endometriosis and diet. Don't worry, men, I'm coming to you guys later. Endometriosis is another extremely common reproductive health issue affecting around 10% of women worldwide. And of course, this has a knock-on effect for men as well. It occurs when tissue similar to the lining of the uterus grows outside the uterus, causing often extreme severe pain and potentially reducing fertility. While there's no specific cure for endometriosis, diet can play a big role in managing symptoms. A low-carb or ketogenic diet may help to reduce inflammation, which is a key factor in endometriosis. These diets can also improve immune function and reduce estrogen dominance, both of which contribute to the progression of the disease. Many women report that adopting a low carb or especially a carnivore diet or very close to a carnivore diet has significantly reduced their endometriosis symptoms, dramatically improving their quality of life. Now, men, we're coming back to you guys. Testosterone and fertility. Men's reproductive health is also highly influenced by diet. Testosterone is the hormone responsible for sperm production, libido, and muscle mass, and can be dramatically affected by what you eat. Diets high in processed carbs and sugars tend to lower testosterone levels, which can lead to reduced fertility, erectile dysfunction, and even depression. My own personal testosterone levels prior to a ketogenic diet were at about 100, 150 free testosterone. I think it's picomoles per litre we use here in Australia off the top of my head. Mine went up to about 500 when I went on a ketogenic diet. So almost a 3.5 times increase. That is insane. As I've said, low carb and keto diets can help to increase testosterone levels. Studies show that men on these diets often experience improved sperm quality, higher libido, and better sexual function. This is due to the reduction in insulin resistance, inflammation, and oxidative stress. 3 factors that directly influence testosterone production, sperm quality, and reproductive health. For men looking to optimize their reproductive health, switching to a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet can be one of the most impactful changes they make. Eating nutrient-dense animal products like red meat, eggs, and fish provides the vitamins and minerals necessary for healthy testosterone production, such as zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, and omega-3 fatty acids. Of course, you do need sunshine as well. A lot of sunshine outside here today. I want to talk a little bit, though, about the carnivore diet and reproductive health. This is one step further. The carnivore diet, of course, if you don't know, is a diet that focuses solely on animal-based foods. This diet has gained popularity, of course, recently for its simplicity and potential health benefits, particularly when it comes to reducing inflammation and potentially restoring hormonal balance. But how might it affect reproductive health? For women, the carnivore diet can help to regulate hormones by eliminating inflammation and inflammatory plant toxins like lectins and oxalates, which I've spoken about a number of times before. These are found primarily in vegetables, nuts, and seeds. These compounds can disrupt gut health and contribute to hormonal imbalances, especially in conditions like PCOS or endometriosis. Women who have switched to a carnivore diet often report improvements in their menstrual cycles, vast improvements, reduced symptoms of hormonal imbalances, and even improved fertility. For men, the carnivore diet provides all the optimum and essential nutrients needed for optimum testosterone production, with a small caveat. Red meat, in particular, is rich in zinc, an essential mineral for testosterone synthesis. By cutting out carbs and focusing on high quality animal products, men can improve their reproductive health and potentially reduce the risk of conditions like erectile dysfunction. I did mention there's a caveat. One of the caveats is boron. Now, boron is very, very important for reproductive health, hormonal health, everything basically in the body. I call it the great equalizer. Boron can be incredibly lacking on a carnivore diet. So you really should think about supplementing boron if you're going to follow a strict carnivore diet. I'll put a link in the episode description to the one that I occasionally use and I recommend my patients to buy. Another caveat is that a very long-term carnivore diet, a very long-term strict ketogenic diet can sometimes cause issues, and the occasional carbohydrate bump might actually be useful. Can diet affect your libido? Well, yes, actually it can. Sexual health is a really important aspect of reproductive health and just general health. And libido, I think, really is the canary in the coal mine. Biologically, we're meant to want to reproduce. If you don't want to reproduce, or at least the act of reproducing, something is probably wrong. Diet plays a really important role in libido. High carb diets, especially those very high in processed sugars, can lower libido due to the effects on insulin resistance and hormonal balances. Often we see increases in things like sex hormone binding globulin with high carbohydrate diets and processed food, as well as things like nuts, seeds, and grains. The common story is with John Harvey Kellogg, and of course the Kellogg's company and cornflakes, is that he was trying to suppress the libido of the inmates at the mental hospital. And basically, he found that feeding them cornflakes actually reduced their libido. What a great way to start the day. Suppress your natural sex drive. What a great breakfast. No, it's ridiculous. Eat eggs for breakfast instead. For men, particularly increasing testosterone through nutrient-rich, low-carbohydrate diets can very much naturally boost sex drive. For women, balancing hormones by stabilizing insulin and reducing inflammation can have a very similar effect. Libido is often the first thing to improve when people switch to a low-carb or a carnivore diet as their bodies start functioning more efficiently. It's actually quite profound. A lot of my patients come in and pretty much just use the quote, going at it like rabbits. How can nutrients affect your reproductive health? I spoke a little bit about boron earlier, but there's other nutrients that are also essential. Let's talk first about zinc. Essential for testosterone production and sperm quality. Found often in things like red meat, oysters, seafood, and eggs, any protein-rich source. I'm sure you guys have heard that oysters are an aphrodisiac. Well, they're not overly, at least not for me. They're a bit slimy and a bit horrible, but smoked oysters I like eating. But they're very high in zinc. Zinc increases testosterone levels, which will make you have a higher libido, both men and women. Omega-3 fatty acids. These can help to reduce inflammation and support hormone production. Found in fatty fish like salmon and sardines, but also very plentiful in meat as well. Magnesium. This is important for regulating hormones and reducing stress, which of course can affect fertility and libido. Again, found in meats, fish, and eggs. Vitamin D. Linked to improved fertility and improved testosterone levels. And while sunlight is the best source, you can find vitamin D in things like fatty fish and eggs as well. B vitamins, crucial for energy production and hormonal balance, particularly in women. Again, found in large quantities in animal products like meat, liver, and eggs, the exception being folate. By increasing nutrient density, you're giving your body what it needs, the raw materials to support at optimum reproductive health. Reproductive health is deeply connected to diet. And whether you're trying to conceive, manage hormonal imbalances, or just improve sexual health generally, what you eat matters. Low carb, ketogenic, and carnivore diets offer powerful benefits by stabilizing insulin, reducing inflammation, and supporting hormone production and balance. The science is pretty clear. Optimizing your diet could be one of the most important steps you take for your reproductive health. If you found this episode useful, guys, hit a like, share it to your friends. Make sure you head over to themeatmedic.com where you guys can subscribe for bronze for my private podcast, silver for the live Q&As, and gold for the free courses. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.